Think we had a good, our coaches worked hard. It was a good effort in the recruiting. I think a lot of things, we did a lot of good things. We filled pretty much uh, what we were looking to do. We'll probably wait till after spring ball and maybe add a couple more pieces, maybe through the junior college route or transfer route. It's so much different now with I mean, you just see all these kids in the transfer portal and kids leaving and that type of thing. So, um, we left some room. There's some room for us. And after we go through spring practice, we'll kind of figure out do we have any needs or where are our needs or, where we are and maybe add a piece here or there. But for the most part, we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish.
This is the first year of the transfer portal. Are you a fan of it?
Honestly, no. I mean, it kind of helps us maybe a little bit, but I'm not real. I think it's the wrong. I think it's a bad role personally. But you know, uh, I just I think you're sending a lot of times you're sending the wrong message to kids. I mean, people are just ready to. They're just so quick to join a jump ship. I think in some cases it's okay, but um, you make a commitment and you go and you join someplace, make the most of it. Don't run from competition. And, it's because in some cases that isn't what they're doing, but some cases it is. And that isn't the way life is. That's just, I'm just not I'm not a real big fan of the whole role and the way it's going. You just see a lot of kids getting out of there. I mean, I think they could, maybe structure it in a little bit different way and say, it's okay. You can train, in these situations, a coach leaves or whatever, but, I think they're making it too easy for kids to want to run out and, and really look for where the grass is because the grass isn't always greener on the other side. It's not always gonna. I think a lot of these kids are in for a rude awakening. Is to if you're struggling at one place, or it's not going to be any easier where you go. There's competition no matter where you go.
Well, when you talk about the local kids, first of all, maybe Mark, who signed in December, and then Troy and Sharif.
Yeah, Mark's here. He's he started in this semester and thrilled to have him. I mean, not only a good football player, but um, off the charts character. He has all the intangibles you look for. Great, hard worker, tough. I mean, kind of a gym rat. He just loves the game, and we're lucky to have him. We're excited that he's here, and Troy, from over at Harding, he's I think a real talented kid who, Coach Arnold really, pushed him hard. Um, I think it's gonna be a good fit. I'm excited about him, and he's got a chance to spend time with him and his mom on his visit. He's a heck of a kid, really nice kid, and going to represent this program well on and off the field. And Sharif is, I've known Sharif for a while. Being a Mooney kid and he's in class. He's in some class. He was in school with my daughter, and he went to school. He played with my son when he was a sophomore. So, um, good kid. I think he's good. I think obviously his best football is ahead of him, and I think it's going to depend on how big he gets, and he's just going to keep developing. And we're excited about all three of those guys. We had, we got a couple kids coming back home. Colton McFadden, who was at Kent and came back here to where he belongs, and so we're excited about that. And Matt Jones, who is coming to us from West Virginia, and be good to have him on our team rather than play against him. He's a good football player, great kid. Should be a leader. You only get him for a year, but we're excited to have him.
I remember talking with Matt after you guys played him, and you mentioned you made like a sort of a last second pitch to recruit him because you just got here. I mean, it has to be satisfying to kind of complete that job to get him.
Yeah, we worked hard to get him. And Matt's he's a great kid, and I think it was close. I mean, it was he really fought with that decision, and I think he obviously he's close with his family. His roots are here, and I think he's excited to come back here and play his senior year here in Youngstown in front of his family, and he's had a good career. He's played a lot of football, and he's going to help us a lot.
Oh, I know it's tough now because these guys haven't been in a uniform, but do you expect any of these guys, especially maybe the local guys, of stepping right in, or is that?
It's really hard to say. I know they're all talent. It's not. I try to get this through to the guys when we're recruiting. It's not talent. It's not. Physical. I mean, the biggest jump. I mean, yeah, you're going to have, with the linemen, especially. Sometimes it takes some time. Guys are bigger, and it become a little more pronounced to be able to play as a freshman. But skilled guys, it comes down to the mental side of things. I mean, there's a lot more football to learn. It's just a lot more, the detail required to play well at this level. It's just a step up. You can't get away with the things you're able to get away with in high school. So, and that takes time. And some kids can figure it out quick, and sometimes kids, it takes a little bit longer. And you just don't know until you start working with them, until they get exposed to the system and the challenges that come with it.
Coach, how big of an advantage is it for kids like Mark that are able to graduate early, get in here, get acclimated, take some classes, be part of spring ball, and what does it mean to you when you see a recruit kind of, get through high school and do everything they need to do to cross the T's and dot the I's to make sure they can be here early enough?
Well, that it's funny because I've never encouraged it or discouraged it. I think there are pluses and minuses both way. The thing that's nice for Mark is, which is a little bit different situation, is he's able to come here and if he wants to, he can kind of still experience some of the things that from his senior year. I mean, he can still go take a Saturday and go to prom. I mean, it's so it's a little bit different for him. But I always say the hard thing about a kid coming in early is you're a freshman and you go into spring ball. There aren't many other freshmen to play against. You're playing against guys. It's kind of freshman or spring ball could be a little bit accelerated for a kid, but they're going to benefit from it. But you're also going to experience some failure, and that can be hard on a kid. I had a kid. I mean, all the way back when I was at LSU, a 5-star. So he was like a top 5 rated kid in the country who entered early, and I tried to give him a heads up, saying, it's not going to be easy. You're going to be going up against some pretty good players here, and you better get yourself ready to come to grips with that. About 4 days into spring ball, he was questioning whether he belonged there, like almost wanted to go back home. And I think the kid's still playing in the NFL right now, but he went through. It was a rude awakening for him, and you have to prepare them for that.
Was he a quarterback, or was it more?
He was a lineman.
Was it more difficult for a quarterback to come in?
Well, the physical part of it isn't going to be there because we're not going to hit our quarterback during the spring, but it's it gives him an advantage. He's going to get a jump on the mental side of things. He's going to get 15 practices, however many, 30 meetings, whatever it is, during the spring. A lot of time where he get a chance to learn, and that's going to be a good jump as far as him to be able to compete in the fall. Especially at the quarterback position, because quarterback position, I mean, obviously you got your physical things as far as throwing the ball and such, and the fundamentals that Coach Gans is going to be teaching him and all that. But it's going to be, it's not. He's not going to be getting hit all the time.
Oh, do you feel comfortable with that position with Nate? Obviously,
Feel really good about it.
Joe and
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, I feel really good about our quarterback position. It'll be good competition, and I like what they all bring to the table.
Is Nathan fully healthy? I mean, he's dealing with stuff a lot last season.
He's not. He had surgery on his leg. He's walking. He's doing fine. He'll go through spring ball on a little bit of a limited basis. There's certain things we're not going to let him do, but he's coming along really well. I mean, the surgery is going to help him a lot. He's already feeling better.
Well, how do you approach the early signing period? How much effect does the early signing period now have on this, and vice versa?
I think it helps us a little bit, as far as going into January. We probably signed more in December than we did in January. It's the dynamics. It's it's a little bit different dynamic as far as the recruiting is concerned. I don't know if it's great. Um, I think there's obviously there's a lot of merit to the early signing period as far as especially for our situation here at YSU, as far as get some of those other guys out of the way that let them make their decisions. But I think it gets sometimes. I think the worst thing about this role is it rushes recruiting, and I don't think that's ever good for the kid, for the coaches, for the program. I mean, yeah, you benefit on the back end of things, but I think there are more mistakes made now because I think people are so in such a hurry to sign their class and get kids' signature that they sometimes discount what a kid does as a senior, or kids who come out and all of a sudden they have a great senior year that maybe fly under the radar. That helps us, but you know, I have my own feelings about it, but it doesn't. Unfortunately, the NCAA doesn't always listen. We're not on the same wavelength as far as that's concerned.
You've said in the past signing day is they should get away with it because you said it when you were at Nebraska.
Never quite understood the whole signing day thing. I still don't. Somebody can explain to me what signing day is all about. Why not? You make a commitment, commit, sign your name. Isn't that what life is? Live up to your word. But we just want to put hats on. I may put. I was thinking about doing the hat thing today, but I didn't do it.
Coach, what about the local recruits? I mean, obviously you can't speak specifically about the kids that are under scholarship, but Coach Marlowe's gotten a lot of local kids to commit here as maybe a preferred walk-on. Is there something that you or your coaching staff targets locally that you want to see attributes in local kids in order to give them that invite? And are you encouraged that there's a lot of kids that are willing to come here just for the opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they see that there are guys that made the most of the opportunity. You look at Wes Thompson. I mean, there's a number of kids who have come in here, and I try and sell the fact that if you come in and you do the right things in this program, number one, you're going to have a chance to play because we're going to reward the kid. We don't worry about whether you're at scholarship or walk on. You earn the opportunity, you're going to play, and I think kids like that. But beyond the football field, I think that a kid who comes and spends time in this program, when they walk out of here with their degree, they're more prepared for life. They're going to learn the character. They're going to continue to learn the characteristics that are necessary to have success in life, in their job, in their profession, in their marriage, hopefully. That's what I believe. That's what we sell with our program. That's what I sell to the scholarship kids. That's what we sell because that's the truth. I believe in how we do it. I believe in our culture and how we prepare kids. I mean, not just us, but the whole, us, myself, the administration, the people around here. It's about preparing these kids for life beyond getting their degree, and I think we do that well. And kids are excited about it. Coach Marlowe puts a lot of time into it. I mean, him in particular, but really the whole staff. And we can't take them all, but we look for the kids that we believe maybe not aren't quite at that level right yet, but kids, number one, do they have their intangibles? Are they tough? And where do we think they can be 2-3 years down the road? And there's a lot of kids that I come from maybe walk on you at Nebraska, who was a big part of the football program there for a long time, and I embraced it, and it helped our team. We have kids that are walk-ons that walked on for me at Nebraska that are playing in the NFL right now. So I think that's part of it. There's opportunity, and you see how it goes. And it doesn't work out for everybody, but it works out for a lot of them.
Well, what's mean to have Carl back, and I assume that he'll be the defensive coordinator, so that kind of shuffle your staff a little bit?
Carl's going to do a number of things. He's not going to be the defensive coordinator. We're kind of reshaping the staff up a little bit different way. We're not going to really Carl's going to be really an extension of me. And he's going to do a lot of different things. I just think it was important. We got another guy with a lot of experience on the staff, and I'm going to use it in a lot of different ways. Um, and it wasn't talked about a lot. I use Ron Stoops a lot, like in that way. Ron's retiring now. It's been announced, and um, Ron, did a lot. He didn't do as much on offense. Carl's going to spend some time also on, help with the offense, and um, but it's going to be, he's going to help oversee the whole thing with me, and we're going to work together on it, which we did anyway. Um, but it's going to, but I like the makeup of our staff. Fortunately, we uh, right now that's our only change, but it's that time of the year right now with the NFL and a lot of things going on, and I'll let you know, keep you up to date if anything else changes. But
Have you figured out who's going to be your special teams coordinator?
um, most likely Coach McKissick. He's gonna. I'll put it this way. Yeah, he's gonna be. I haven't really thought about the title and all that, but he'll get it. He's gonna basically run the majority of it, but there's gonna be some other coaches that are gonna help. But, Nick's a really talented coach. He could do a lot of different things, but he spends. Um, he's he's been really involved in the special teams, and he's a guy I trust, and he's going to do it. And Carl will help there. I'm going to help there a little bit, and well, all the coaches are going to help. Yeah, it's a little bit of a team effort, but Coach McKissick's going to oversee the whole thing.
Did the Carl thing kind of just happen, or were you looking, or was he looking, or how'd that kind of transpire?
Well, obviously he was going to, he was offered to stay at Bowling Green, and when Ron decided to retire, it was, we started the conversation. I started talking to him, and he loves it here. He obviously, he's from here and everything else, but it had to be, he had to make a family decision. Did he want to move again and all that, and took a while, and we kind of figured it out together that this was the right thing for him.
I take it Carl's coming back, you're coming back as well. I mean, have you signed a new deal here yet?
I have not signed a new deal yet. I've been so busy recruiting, to be honest with you. It's just more that that'll happen. I mean, we'll get around to it. I mean, heck, I mean it's Ron and I have talked, and we'll get the thing inked up at some point.
Have you talked to Derek at all since?
I haven't talked to him. I texted him the night before the game, and I have not talked to any of those guys. Derek, Damone, Damone's there, and so we got two YSU guys who are going to be getting a Super Bowl ring. I had a couple other my Nebraska guys were in that game, so it was kind of fun for me, but to watch it. That was it was good to see those guys. I mean, there are a lot of guys who played a lot of years and haven't got one of those rings, so I'm happy for those guys. Actually, I talked to him this morning. That's ironically what?
You ever miss the NFL, being part of that?
No. I mean, I've been there. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I quite missed the NFL, but that game was that's pretty fun. Going through that tournament, but I want to be in our own tournament next year. I'm pretty excited about this team. It's coming back, and to be honest with you, I'm not real happy. I've been spending the last few weeks going through. I've almost looked at every snap we played last year in the last couple of weeks, and it was discouraging and encouraging because you realize that. I just thought the potential's there. We have a potential to be a really good football team, and I think and pinpoint the certain things that we need to do to become that football team. We were pretty close, but we were a team that, and I said this during the year, we were our own worst enemy, and it is obvious. And there's certain things that we need to fix, and we're going to get them fixed. And I'm pretty excited about the team coming back and the challenge that it's going to be.
Opening up real early, Coach. I know we talked real quick. I mean,
It's cutting into my golf time, Dana. What the? No, it's Yeah, that's going to be a fun game to play in. Going down there, playing in Birmingham, I believe. And yeah, so I'm excited about it. We got a good schedule. We have a good schedule a good home schedule for our fans. It's going to be fun.
The added game, 12 games this year, I think there's a seventh home game as well. And then, well, the first time in a long time, there's no, major money game, so to speak. I mean, does that matter to you at all? Or, I mean, from a coaching standpoint, not from a financial.
No, I mean, from a coaching standpoint, it's, we're going to play who they put in front of us. I mean, I don't worry about all that. And, we're looking for, we're still they're looking, they're asking me about games, 2025. We got this, you want to play this team? I'm like, yeah, I got enough problems. I can't think 2025. I don't know if I can think to the 25th. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be, I like our schedule. I think we have a good schedule, and, financially, I think it's going to put some pressure on, I mean, that's something I believe, we pretty much depend on, and that's going to be interesting part of it. I mean, it's, I'm not exactly sure how you offset that money. That means we just got to, have a great year and fill these stands and do everything we possibly can to kind of make up for it.
I mean, you mentioned, it was a family decision for Carl, to come back, but, for yourself, was it kind of a family decision as well, that you stay here?
Yeah, that's how I make all my decisions at this point in my career. And but I mean, you never say never. You'd never leave or never take anything. I've had some opportunities. I mean, I had some opportunities this year that were presented to me. It's just not the right thing. I'm where I want to be right now, and who I want to be with, but you never say never. I've never been one to, you do the job. I've always approached my career. I do the job the best I possibly can in the job I'm in, and I don't look for the next job. But I'm not gonna, if the right thing comes, you never want to paint yourself into a corner and say never, because that'd be a lie. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball that sit there and say this is going to come down the road or whatever, and something that really interests me. But I'm not actively looking.
How was the ball?
I don't know. I haven't played in a long time. I haven't hit a ball for a long time, so it'll be it's a ways. We'll get through spring ball. We're going to start spring ball right around, I believe, the 25th, somewhere around there, and so that's pretty close. And that's going to be the date. That always can move. And I wouldn't move it up. It maybe move back. There's certain things we need to get through to make sure we're comfortable with that we're ready to start. But I like to go the way it's set up. I'd like to go 2 weeks, spring break, and then 2 weeks. I just think that's good for the kids, and then it's going to give us time to train on the back end of it. On the back end of it, so I like that, but I also don't want to rush it and do it if I believe we need some more time as a staff. We've gotten a lot of work done in the last couple weeks, so I feel like we're on track, but we'll let you know if that changes.
Is that kind of how you determine spring ball to start with, Coach? What you do as a staff, or how do you kind of?
Yeah, as a staff, but we can tailor what we need to do to the staff according to the schedule. A big part of it for me has always been, when is spring break? That's a big part of it. It is, and unfortunately, we ended earlier. Our kids were home for Christmas, so I don't mind going a little bit earlier. Obviously, if we would have played next year after we play in the national championship game, we might move it back a little bit.